Because the point I made earlier on was that supervisory practices actually have an influence on the types of knowledge developed on the doctorate. Now, I've just sketched out, if you like, some of those particular styles. There are going to be many people in this room who are supervisors themselves. And of course, to some extent, the student contributes to the supervisory mode of their supervisor. But here are a few of the different types. Here we have, the first one is very much interactive. In other words, knowledge is developed between the supervisor and their student. Then there is the heroic mode. In other words, the supervisor sees themselves as some sort of heroic academic, heroic bringer of knowledge, bringer of truth, if you like, which the student is meant to, in some way, imbibe and reproduce in their thesis. And then very much the didactic supervisor. In other words, the supervisor telling the student, this is what knowledge is about, this is how you should work, and so forth. Heuristic, lots of question marks, questioning. So we're moving, if you like, down the scale here from the hard end to much more softer end. Imitative. Again, the supervisor, without perhaps knowing it fully, develops an imitative relationship. In other words, the student copies the actions and ways of behaving of the supervisor, an advisory mode, and a simulative mode, simulating for the student. Now, those different forms, what I'm suggesting is those different forms of supervisory practice, and there may be others, actually contribute to the type of knowledge developed on the various doctorates. So what I want to finish with, I think we've run out of time. Yep, okay. I've gone over my time, yeah. What I want to finish with is the notion that it is very easy simply to say something like, okay, the practice-based doctorate, the professional doctorate, is very different from the PhD. And there are a huge number of reasons why. One, because the PhD is changing, and it's moving, and new forms of knowledge are being developed. Secondly, because there are all sorts of other influences coming in. The influence of the supervisor on the screen to my left. The influence of the government, the influence of the bureaucracies of the university, the influence of the professions themselves in terms of the content of the courses that students take. But all these together, if you like, these various factors, I think, contribute to new forms of doctoral work, and also, I think, new types of transitions for students who are going through them. And let's not forget that it matters a great deal to students what they are producing in this lengthy piece of work, which is essentially a book, and of course the experiences they undergo and what happens at the end of the process. And I'll finish there. Thank you.